Hello, how's everybody doing today? Today in this video we're going to be talking about solving quadratic equations by factoring. I simply like to think about it as finding zeros, because these instances when we're finding quadratic equations by factoring, we're just looking for the x-intercepts of it, to keep it simple. Let's start with this problem. How might we attack it? Well, I've written this incorrectly. It's got to be equal to 0, technically. Now we have to find the x values of these. So since there are two of these binomials being multiplied against each other, we're going to have to find two possible values. This is really easy. Think about it. All we have to do is find this x, and in reality this is just x plus 8 equals 0. Sorry about that. Fix that up a little bit. And we have x minus 2 is 0. Using these instances, we find out what the x values are. X, if we subtract both sides, we subtract 8 to both sides, we're going to get x is equal to negative 8. Right, x is equal to negative 8. And we're also going to get, I'm going to separate this with or, because there's two possibilities. You might want to remember this separated with or you might want to have, when you add this 2 to both sides, remember, because you got to cancel it out. Add 2 to both sides, you'll get x is equal to positive 2. And you're done. That's your answer. But things are not always as simple. Sometimes we're going to have to do the work ourselves, like the magic x and factoring it. Thus, this word over here. Let me switch to green real quick. There we go. And now, let's see the steps in which we have to solve this equation. So, what we have to do now is use magic x. Remember in the previous video? I'll link that in the description if you're lost on that. But we use the c value, which here is the 10, and our b value, which here is the 7. We know that two factors of 10 that make up 7 when added together are 2 and 5. Sorry if I'm going a bit fast. Let me try to slow down a bit. And as we know from our previous video, that this is simply 2 over 1, this is 5 over 1, and this top numerator will be our second value. Let me show you what I mean. X plus 2, as this is put in the back, what I like to think about it. So it's kind of like opposites. Times, let me try to squish it in here, x plus 5. X plus 5. Alright, now it's back to these kind of equations, and all we have to do simply now is find the x or values, or the x-intercepts, or the roots, or the zeros, like I like to say. I like to keep it simple and say zeros, but other teachers or other professors might want you to think this way, with using other vocabulary, but don't worry, it's all the same. So we have x equals negative 2, because we're simply finding the x value that makes this true, or because we have a second binomial, x is equal to negative 5. Hope to see you in the next one. See you.